I'm Catherine Dow. It's Monday, July 7th. Today, lightning strikes.
The magnitude of these fires have really taken our communities off guard.
More wildfires spring up all over northern Manitoba, and the North's largest city prepares for an emergency. Also today, remembering a tragedy.
They didn't deserve to be killed like that, and they had a whole life ahead of them.
A memorial for the 8 Winnipeg victims of a tragic plane crash. Plus, a dream come true.
I always dreamed about performing in front of thousands of people at night.
How a Manitoba dancer is stepping into the limelight in Paris. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Mara Lee is away. Lightning strikes have wildfires once again threatening several northern Manitoba communities, forcing more people out of their homes, many for a second time. This video from Tatasquiat Cree Nation shows large plumes of smoke surrounding the community. Leaders say that at least 7 homes have been destroyed from the fire on Friday. This photo shows the trail of devastation from the air. And that's just one of many communities where wildfires are burning dangerously close. Lynn Lake and Leaf Rapids have both announced evacuations, and the city of Thompson has declared a local state of emergency. This video was taken on a flight over Thompson on Friday and posted to social media. As you can see, thick smoke hangs in the air and flames consume forest on the ground. A 6,000-hectare wildfire is burning just north of the city. And though the city isn't in danger yet, the province says it's in the planning process in case the 13,000 Thompson residents need somewhere else to live.
Phase, and part of planning is looking at the resources we have available here and, in other jurisdictions, just like we did before with Ontario. So, it's part of our planning conversations, and what we do in every event is to look at all the options available, looking at hotels first and making sure that people can be somewhere, safe.
Individuals are told to have bags full of essential items ready in case of an immediate evacuation call. And there are currently 81 active wildfires burning in Manitoba, a jump from 64 only 3 days ago. Officials say 16 of those have the potential to impact communities. So far this season, there have been 235 wildfires, well ahead of Manitoba's 20-year average of 187. And there are currently around 6,600 people out of their homes.
There's not enough equipment on the ground. There's not enough support with water bombers and all the essential equipment.
And the Grand Chief of Marcel Colomb Cree Nation says his community needs more support, as people have also been forced to leave a second time. The community near Lynn Lake is being threatened by growing fires in the region and was evacuated last week. And coming up later tonight, you'll hear from an evacuee from Leaf Rapids who describes the anxiety of a second evacuation. Harrison Shin has that story just ahead at 6 o'clock. Police have a suspect in custody in connection to an assault at the Forks last month. Police previously said the 30-year-old male victim was attacked at random, and the beating continued even after he lost consciousness. The force says officers went to an apartment on Jefferson Avenue early Sunday morning to search for the suspect. They say he jumped from a 3rd-story window to avoid police, but they eventually caught up with him. The 33-year-old male suspect, who was also wanted on a Canada-wide warrant, is facing several charges. A 15-year-old boy has died after the dirt bike he was driving hit a deer. It happened Saturday night on a rural road southeast of Valley River. Dauphin RCMP say the boy had left his home on the dirt bike and was traveling on Road 114 West when he hit a deer and was thrown from his bike. Emergency medical services took the boy to hospital where he died from his injuries. RCMP say the boy was not wearing a helmet. Winnipeg police are searching for a teenage suspect after a man was seriously injured in a machete attack. Officers responded to the assault last Thursday outside of a convenience store in the 1700 block of Portage Avenue. According to police, the victim was seriously injured by an unknown suspect armed with a machete. A passerby used a belt as a makeshift tourniquet to help the victim before emergency crews arrived. He was transported to hospital in stable condition. The suspect is described as a male between 15 and 17 years old, about 5'6" to 5'10" tall, with a slim build, light complexion, and dark hair. He was last seen wearing a black Tupac t-shirt, ripped black jeans, and carrying a gray backpack. Anyone with information is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. The 176 people, including 85 Canadians and permanent residents who died on Flight PS752 in 2020, are being commemorated by a new memorial here in Winnipeg. 5 years after the Ukraine International Airlines plane was shot down shortly after taking off in Iran, a memorial has been dedicated to the victims. The stone wall is inscribed with their names and surrounded by 8 trees, representing the victims who had made Winnipeg their home. Another 176 trees have been planted in the White Ridge Park in their honor. It stands in a park across the street from where 3 of the victims once lived. The group that spearheaded the project says the memorial acts as a place of mourning and remembrance.
Not only just to safeguard the memories and the legacy of our loved ones, but also provide education, provide information to the larger public.
The Memorial Association says it continues to work with the Canadian and other governments to find out why the plane was shot down. New data from Statistics Canada paints a clearer picture of the tightening housing market in Winnipeg. The report shows that single detached homes made up just over half of the city's housing stock in 2014. By 2024, that had dropped to under a quarter. At the same time, apartments went from making up 1/3 to 2/3 of all dwellings. StatsCan points out the city's new rules allowing higher density in nature neighborhoods and lower parking requirements for some developments will likely accelerate densification. A Manitoba dancer's dream of performing on an international stage has become a reality.
Yeah, I always dreamed about performing in front of thousands of people at night.
Alexa Case now does that in 2 shows 6 nights a week at the Moulin Rouge in Paris. She began dancing at Step in Time Studio in Brandon at the age of 3, later taking a pre-professional program in Toronto at 18. Last fall, she auditioned for the famed cabaret troupe, scoring a spot in their cast and making her debut in the Can-Can this past April. Case is one of 4 Canadians dancing with the cabaret.
Being here at the Moulin Rouge, it's an accomplishment that, yeah, I've dreamt about for a long time. And it's a really surreal feeling getting to wear all these beautiful costumes.
For the young dancers who one day hope to follow in her footsteps, Case says don't let where you grow up limit your dreams and take every opportunity that presents itself, because you never know when your own moment will come. CTV's Daniel Halmerson joins us with the first look at your Skywatch evening forecast. I don't normally dance for joy with the rain, but of course our dry, hot spring, the wildfires means we've needed it. How much longer is it expected to go on, Danny?
Well, as we saw, Catherine, a fair amount of rain this afternoon, at least here in Winnipeg. Kind of started around the noon hour and it's been off and on since. We should see a few more showers as we head into the evening. As you can see, there is a storm that's kind of heading across from Brandon. The majority of it, though, moved south of the border into the States earlier today. I'll show you when we could expect to see more heat, though, here in Winnipeg. But tonight, an air quality warning has been issued for up north for the Thompson, Split Lake, and South Indian Lake areas. That is, of course, due to wildfire smoke. That is a warning, so if you are up in those areas, limit that time outside. And for the rest of the province, or most of the province, aside from the west, air quality statements are in effect, and you can see they stretch all the way into Ontario there. But tonight we should see some clearing skies here in Winnipeg. I'll tell you all about that coming up shortly. And taking a look outside right now, here in Winnipeg, 16 degrees under partly cloudy skies. The wind coming out of the northeast at 19 kilometers per hour. The pressure is dropping, the humidity sitting at 97%.
The Bathfitter Live Eye is brought to you by Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years.
And a look out on Main Street there. Fairly smooth moving traffic. Did see a couple notes, hydro outages causing some lights to be out at Main and Leela, as well as Henderson and Layton. Treat blank intersections as always stops and use caution traveling through.
I am a unique, happy, and caring nation that expresses itself.
A Canadian airline has added a new non-stop flight from Winnipeg to a popular sun destination, the country that you could visit this winter, coming up after the break.
I am a nation governed in
Have a
peace
news tip?
with a solid
When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
Hello there. Canadian and U.S. stocks slipped today from those record highs that they hit on Friday. That's after U.S. President Donald Trump threatened to slap import levies of up to 40% on nations including South Africa, Serbia, and Myanmar. Trump said Japan and South Korea, which are major trading partners of the U.S., face tariffs of 25% beginning August 1st. Auto imports are central to trade tensions with those two countries, the BBC said, and shares in Toyota and Honda fell about 2%. So far, Trump has announced framework agreements with the United Kingdom and Vietnam and a trade truce with China. On the markets, the Canadian dollar traded at 73.13 US cents, down about 0.4 of a US cent. West Texas Intermediate oil was at $68.01, up just over $1. Our latest fix on Western Canadian Select has it at $54.91, down 62 cents. And the TSX Composite ended at 27,020.28, and it was a decline of just under 16 points. That's the latest in business. I'm Andrew Bell of B&M Bloomberg.
If sloths, monkeys, and toucans are on your wildlife bucket list, you're in luck. WestJet has announced the first ever non-stop flight from Winnipeg to Costa Rica.
I am an alluring concentration of beauty, rainforests, beaches, and biodiversity.
The popular sun destination boasts wildlife, waterfalls, and beautiful beaches. WestJet will begin flying non-stop from Winnipeg to Liberia on the Pacific side of Costa Rica. The flights will be once a week starting December 19th. The airline also announced its other destinations for the 2025-26 season, including the Caribbean and the U.S., and more flights to Cancun and Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. The Mexico flights begin in late October. 5132D. Two local junior athletes took their talents to the national stage this weekend. Gabrielle Brombach and Mila Mortali competed Sunday at the 2025 Speedo Junior Development Nationals held at the Pan Am Pool. Both are considered among the top junior divers in Canada. While neither made the podium this time, they say they'll continue their journey.
Just be more focused on my dives and just not thinking about the bad ones I did over and over again, because that gives me a bad mood for the other dives, so it just gets worse and worse.
From Brombach and Mortilli will now, both Brombach and Mortilli will now head to the Canada Summer Games in St. John's, Newfoundland next month, representing Team Manitoba.
Being brave, being risk-taking, being distinct to Manitoba.
As dancers prepare for ballet in the park, the new artistic director of the Royal Winnipeg Ballet shares his vision for the future. That's next in Spotlight.
Spotlight, sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting Night Ranger.
Daniel Halverson has your Spotlight today. Daniel, the Royal Winnipeg Ballet is getting ready for another season.
That's right. In fact, today was the first day back in the studio for the dancers. They've begun rehearsing for Ballet in the Park, which has become a summer tradition for the RWB. It's a free show at the Lyric Theatre in Assiniboine Park. The RWB's new artistic director, Christopher Stowell, will guide you through the performances, and he'll offer you behind-the-scenes insight and share his vision for the company.
I would love Winnipeggers to come across the RWB in public spaces and for us to perform in big theaters like the concert hall, but also smaller venues where it's a lot more intimate, and have conversations between the artists and the audience, and just to have a real arc for the experiences possible with the RWB.
Ballet in the Park runs July 23rd to the 25th with performances starting at 7:30 each evening. And did you know, Catherine, the RWB is the longest continuously running dance organization in North America?
I did know that, Daniel.
I'm not surprised, to be honest.
Okay, meanwhile, African culture came to Winnipeg over the weekend.
That's right. It's called the Naija Market. It took place on Saturday at the Forks. The event is described as an all-around experience of African music, food, and more, with Afrobeat music and the delicious aroma from food trucks filling the air. The market first started in Winnipeg last year, and it became a huge success, expanding to cities like Brandon, Edmonton, Calgary, and Brampton. The organizers say the experience is about far more than just shopping.
You know, kids, you see them running around the market, you know, they're playing, they're eating, they're doing all sorts. So that's the same thing we're trying to, you know, exemplify here, where everybody's having fun, coming together. You're not just shopping, you're interchanging culture with us.
This year's event featured nearly 100 vendors and 20 community groups. The market is now heading to Brandon's Princess Park on Saturday, July 19th.
Looks like a lot of fun. Meanwhile, some creative art installations are coming back for the summer all over Winnipeg.
It's all part of Cool Gardens 2025. Storefront Manitoba launched the annual design competition and public showing on Saturday, featuring local, national, and international artists. 5 designs were selected by a jury, and 4 installations were invited to participate. One of the 9 designs is something we could all use on a hot summer day.
We've got a recombinant bike that's been manufactured to power a giant fan, essentially. It looks like a hamster wheel, but it's actually a way to cool off in the summer.
Now, this giant fan, called Anything for a Breeze, is going to be on Graham Avenue to help people cool down from the summer heat. You can check out other installations at Assiniboine Park, Osborne Village, the Forks, and, as I already mentioned, Graham Avenue. This exhibit runs until September.
Neat stuff. And meanwhile, Daniel, summer movie season is officially in full swing. So what's the top flick at theaters?
No surprise here, the latest in the Jurassic Park franchise crushed the competition at the weekend box office.
This would be a medical breakthrough that could save countless lives.
Jurassic World Rebirth opened with $91.5 million US in ticket sales over the weekend, following an early Wednesday opening to take advantage of the long weekend south of the border. F1 the movie dropped to second place in its second weekend with $26.1 million across North America. Meanwhile, the live-action remake of How to Train Your Dragon earned another $11 million.
All right, thanks for this, Daniel.
And you can shake off those Monday blues with American Ninja Warrior at 7, followed by The Rookie, and E-Talk wraps up the night at 10:30. It's all right here on CTV. And looking out over the St. James Bridge, traffic seems to be getting a little congested heading south. 16 degrees here in Winnipeg under partially cloudy skies, maybe a few rainfall. I'll tell you when it should clear up coming up.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Well, after a relatively beautiful weekend here in Winnipeg, we saw some showers throughout the afternoon, a little bit of a soggy start to the work week. And you can see on the map there, those storms traveling through Manitoba. We could see a couple more showers as we head through the night. The big story of the day is air quality statements. As you can see, much of the province, with the exception of Brandon and that western part, is under air quality statements tonight due to the wildfire smoke in our province. And up in Thompson, Split Lake, South Indian Lake, they're actually under an air quality warning because of the blanket of smoke in that region. Taking a look, though, over the next few hours, we may see a couple more rain showers here in Winnipeg, but you can see most of that heading into Ontario, clearing up overnight, and much of Tuesday is expected to be fairly clear here in the south, a little activity up north. And same into Wednesday as well. Now, if we look at tonight here in Winnipeg, mostly cloudy, dipping down to 13 degrees, light winds out of the north at 10 kilometers per hour. Tomorrow, though, high of 25, mainly sunny. We should see that smoke still kicking around, but those winds staying nice and light. And as we look, our UV index 8 or very high. The long range forecast, though, Wednesday 29 and sunny, Thursday high of 31 with a risk of thunderstorms. Friday mix of sun and cloud under partly cloudy skies and a chance of showers heading into the weekend. Our first weather pick of the day comes from David out in Grand Rapids of a beautiful sunset there. And the second one coming up here from Desiree. This is out in Gimli, and if you look, an artist is touching up a mural on the seawall. You can keep on sending those photos in to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thanks, Daniel. A church in the RM of Rockwood celebrated a major milestone on Saturday.
I remember taking part in all the races and all the activities and the fish pond and the canteen and all that.
Grassmere Church was founded back in 1875, and this year is its 50th anniversary. To celebrate this milestone, residents came together for a day of festivities and food. The church closed down several years ago, but still hosts 2 services every year to keep the ties with the community. Looks pretty fun out there.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And they got perfect weather for it, too.
Yeah.
You know, a couple days later, maybe not the same.
Well, hopefully the rest of the week is a little bit better. We'll see.
You know better than we do, Daniel.
You know, I think I do.
I think you do. All right, well, CTV National with Sandy Ronaldo starts now, and we'll see you back here for CTV News at 6.